Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Adventure Belt. My name is Kelly. We're in very beautiful, sunny Riverside, California, where I'm getting my gears finally done. It's been a long time coming. Stay tuned. So welcome back to the channel. If you've been following my channel for any length of time, you know that I've had my 2020 Tacoma now for about 9 months, almost 7,000 miles on it, and the bulk of that I've had my 35s with stock gears. I've done the entire Arizona backcountry discovery route, the Alpine Loop twice, a bunch of other trails in Colorado and Arizona, and I've got to be honest, driving back and forth on the highway with the 35s is not easy with stock gears. These 529s are going to change that problem real quick. Now, running stock gears on a Toyota Tacoma with 35s is problematic in multiple ways. The first of which is highway speeds. The transmission is constantly searching for the right gear. It's downshifting into fourth, going up pretty much every hill you get into. So now your engine RPMs is skyrocketing, and it's terrible for the engine, terrible for your transmission, terrible for the gears themselves. It also sucks, which isn't also talked about a lot, off-roading. I don't mean suck, it's just a little bit more challenging. What you end up doing is when you're in 4 low and you're trying to creep over an obstacle, you really don't have that luxury. You end up giving it too much gas to get it going because it's struggling to start because of the gear ratio, and then it lurches forward and then you're right back on the brake. It's definitely a challenge to off-road with stock gears. Now, I ended up going with the Revolution 529s, and this should fix all my problems. It should make my highway travel a lot more enjoyable, be able to actually cruise in 6th gear, and it will also make my off-roading way more enjoyable, and my 4 low will be an actual low gear. So you might be wondering to yourself, why did you go all the way to California to get gears done? I ended up finding on Tacoma World a group buy through Premier West Gears here in Riverside, California. I know it's not optimal to go to a different state to get gears done. However, for the reliability, these guys do great work, and the price, I could not beat it. So I ended up making a drive from Arizona here to California to get the gears done, and it's gonna be 100% worth it. Plus, my wife and I get a little mini vacation. Now, to be honest, it's not all rainbows and sunshine here in California. Premier Gears ordered the Revolution 529s to be polished, which those gears didn't get here in time. So now I'm going with standard gears, which means I'm going to have to bear through the lengthy and annoying braking period, having to drive from California back to Arizona, which is about a 5.5 hour drive. That's going to add probably close to an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to the drive, which is really going to be problematic, traveling at low highway speeds and everything else. So it's just going to be pretty annoying. I wish that the polished gears had come in. I didn't even know that was an option. They offered it to me because obviously traveling the long distance that I am would be a much easier, and for an extra $300 I thought it was worth it. However, they didn't come in, so I'm stuck during the break-in period. Also, the shop is running 3.5 hours behind. My appointment time was at 9 o'clock, and they just got my truck in here at 12:30. I understand things happen, very first world issues. However, just want you to know, if you are going to have your gears done here at Premier West Gears, definitely show up early and try to be first in line. Because Chris beat me by like 20 minutes. Not true. He was actually here an hour and a half before me, so he earned it. He got in first. I had to wait. So the truck just went back in the shop. It's up on the rack, and they're getting started on it right now. So let the 4-hour time mark begin. Working with Miguel here at Premier West Gears, he said that the shipper was the reason that my gears weren't showing up, the polished ones that I had ordered, that would avoid me having to go through the lengthy break-in period. However, a shipment just arrived here. My truck is just starting. I hope that's my gear set, and I don't have to do the break-in period. I will find out here as soon as she opens up all the packages and sees what's inside. So I just got word that was my shipment. My polished gears came in. I don't have to go through the break-in period. I don't know if it's just good luck or karma paying back, but I don't have to go through the break-in period. That's great news. Now I can just drive home as normal as I would any other day. So they just said my gears are almost done. They're putting the final tires on, torquing everything down. Obviously, you guys know I like to do all my own work. Premier West Gears is a great company. They do great work. Not a single person that has been involved in this group buy on Tacoma World has had a single issue with the install of the gears, the work being done here. So I fully trust this work is going to be done right, done well, and it's going to last for years. Now, this group buy was $1,700 from the Tacoma World group buy. I will link Miguel's information below. Get a hold of him and see if you can sneak in on that group buy. He's super cool, very laid back, and he'll probably let you in. Paying the extra 300 bucks to have your gears polished, in my opinion, is completely worth it. Luckily, with my good karma, my polished gears came in, so that's what got installed. Well, I hear it coming off the rack right now. Let's see what it looks like. So the truck is done, and first impressions. One, the job took 2 hours. They quoted me for 4 hours, but it took 2, so that is good news. So right now, I'm actually only a couple hours behind schedule from getting the few hour late start, so it really wasn't bad at all. My appointment was at 9, it's now 2:30. I was expecting 4 hours, so I was planning on being done at 1. It's 2:30, so an hour and a half isn't bad at all. First impressions with the 529 gears is it runs way nicer. Just straight with the 35s, hitting the accelerator, you get an immediate response of the gears. It's not winding up to get a response. The gear ratio is obviously way nicer. I've only been first and second gear, just driving around this the complex where the shop's at, and I just want to get a first impressions really quick. Just from the takeoff, first second gear is just really smooth. No more stutter, no more the engine has to work to ramp up to takeoff speed. It just smoothly accelerates like it should. And really, it just feels like a factory ride, like I bought it off the showroom floor today. So now I'm gonna baby it for the first 100 miles. I'm gonna stay on surface streets, not gonna get on the freeway. And if I do get on the freeway, it won't be over 60 miles an hour for that first 100 miles. After that, it is training wheels off and we're hitting it. For the life of me, I couldn't find any surface streets that went from Riverside back to the hotel at Laguna Beach. So I'm having to take freeways, and of course, just like California, whenever you want traffic, there is none. So I'm on the freeway here, going west on, I don't know, 133 or the 241, whichever it is. And there's not much traffic, which is pretty surprising because there's always traffic in California. So I'm in the far right lane, doing 55 miles an hour, and I'm not making a lot of people very happy, but this is just the way it is. So I'm gonna do 55 for another like 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna get off the freeway, let it cool down, and I'm trying to vary my speed as much as I can, but it's just, you know, not easy on the California freeway, but we're doing the best we can. Impressions on the freeway, getting up to freeway speeds, just driving to the freeway, it's a dream. This truck has the responsiveness that from the stock form, same responsiveness, same acceleration. The transmission isn't hunting for gears anymore. It's not downshifting, it's not upshifting in weird places. It really has a stock feel, even with 35s. I'm super impressed, very happy with how it's responding and how the driver experience of my truck is back. I love it. Very responsive off the line, very responsive, just changing lanes, accelerating through traffic. It's really nice. So final impressions of the truck after about 25 miles. The handling is so much nicer. The acceleration is much more reliable and dependable. I highly recommend, if you have oversized tires on a 3rd gen Tacoma, get the 529 gears or the 488 gears if you're over a 35-inch tire. It's highly, highly recommended, and I personally recommend it because obviously with me driving, I know firsthand it is super helpful and completely worthwhile. And if you guys want to stay more up to date on how these gears are doing, follow us on Instagram. It's adventurebuilt_. Otherwise, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. See you guys next time.